as you're invisible, are you walking back towards their direction? Okay. You see the two of them kind of around the bend are both looking, and the one with the spear is looking kind of eager. The one with all the shit on it is looking a little like apprehensive, and they're both just kind of watching and talking back and forth.
Is not out of our sight.
Yeah, not vanished a few minutes ago.
I'm gonna try to sneak up on the one with the spear.
All right.
And get close to he or she.
Yeah.
And grab the spear out of their hand.
Okay. Go ahead and make I would say with advantage, make an athletics check to try and
27.
The spear vanishes from its hand.
Throw it the opposite direction down, down the tunnel.
Away from us.
Oh, away from it.
Yeah.
Looks confused and rubs his wrist and starts walking back towards the spear on the opposite side.
And then while the other one, while he's or she is going to get their spear, I'm gonna try to grapple the cage, the weird one, the one that's all weird, weird and shit.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh, not advantage.
I would say advantage because it doesn't know you're there.
Oh, shit.
Okay, 19.
19. Okay. If you'd like to describe your kobold.
You son of a bitch! You slow playing son of a bitch!
What? Playing the long game.
The long con.
Want to move over to Allison?
Am I moving over? Okay.
Oh my god, long con!
That was good.
Wow, we didn't.
That was good.
How?
That was some bullshit.
Holy shit.
There we go.
Let me make some room here.
Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
We were specifically told
Not playing.
Not playing. Just visiting.
this is a house of lies.
Oh my god.
No peeking.
No peeking, no peeking.
So, suddenly, out of nowhere, apparates in the nervous energy of the moment, the small goblin creature that you could have kind of been eyeing nervously as the group wandered through, and it just reaches out and grabs a hold of you.
Mommy! Mommy! Yeah, I'm your mommy! Yeah, deal with it! So this kobold has, he's got flasks hanging off him by ropes, and you can see that these flasks are basically just stoppered gourds, and they're sort of clattering and banging together. He's got a basket of swarming centipedes.
Ooh.
Slung over his back.
Open?
No, it's all sort of closed off, almost like a closed off net of centipedes.
Oh my god.
With a rope attached to it. And then there is a clay pot hanging from that that has sort of an acrid smell rising from it.
Down.
And another clay pot tied to a rope that's lashed around his shoulders. His weapon is a staff with a living scorpion tied at the top of it.
Deuces, where are you when I need you?
Its little tail just sort of jabbing at the air. And the cage holds a creature that you recognize as a skunk.
It's fucking.
This is chemical warfare, man.
The worst is tied to this stick with the scorpion on it is a bag that is buzzing loudly, like it's full of hornets.
So as you hear this sudden clattering commotion and both this cobalt voice screaming out, "Mommy," and not going, "Yeah, Mommy," the other cobalt Delaney goes like, "What? No, God," and runs off to grab the spear. You guys hear this noise. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna. Oh, you two meaning me and Chris?
Yeah. What's your reaction?
Oh,
I am trying to take my stick and hit him with the scorpion.
Go ahead and make an attempt.
Scorpion on the end of the stick.
Little scorpion.
Please hit.
That
Oh
is
my
a.
God.
What is that?
That, I believe, is in fact a
natural 20?
I think that's a natural 20. yeah, that is.
Oh my god.
All right.
That's your old Keyleth die too, and I've never seen it roll that in my life.
Holy shit.
So it stings you on your eyelid.
Yes, best place.
You take 1 piercing damage and have to make a Constitution saving throw.
So 2 piercing damage with the crit.
Oh, sure. All right. Yeah, 2.
Con save 21.
Okay, you succeed and take half of this amount of damage, which is 79.
Technically, the dice damage is doubled because it's a crit too, so it's just.
Oh,
straight
right,
damage.
yeah, double poison damage. Shit. So that will be 7 points of poison damage on your.
The eye immediately swells up from the impact, and you're like, ah! Just spinning around in a circle. The one with the spear like rushes up, like can't quite figure out where to go. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna get up.
Yeah.
Up slowly.
I've got one.
You
Yeah,
rush around the
exactly.
corner, and you see this whirling whirlwind of clattering pots and cage and goblin and kobold screaming. Are you anyone doing anything, or are you just
I'm
watching?
going to cast command
All right.
at second level, and try to get both of them and say, "Stop it!"
You're commanding me too?
No, both of them.
Gotcha.
Are you committed to keeping that eye closed?
The second one ran off down the hall a bit.
Yeah, but it's still within range.
All right, so it's wisdom saving throws?
Yes,
Go
wisdom
ahead and make a
saving
wisdom
throw.
saving throw, if you don't mind.
And simultaneously, I am casting Enlarge on Not the Brave.
Okay. So,
I rolled a 14 minus 2 is 12.
12. 17 minus 2, which is 15.
They both have to stop it.
So immediately, like, the one holding the spear kind of looks at you, and you find yourself all of a sudden stop struggling, and the weapon freezes in place. At the same time, the tiny goblin arms around you suddenly hulk out, and you find yourself lifted off the ground, your legs kind of dangling a few inches off the floor of the cavern.
Don't make mommy mad.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
Who are you?
yeah.
What do you want? I'm Spurt. Spurt? I'm Bex.
Spurt and Bex.
Yeah. We're supposed to follow you to make sure you don't drop any food.
Oh, we don't have any food. We already gave you all the food.
Oh. Also, I'm supposed to stick a bunch of rock grubs in your mouth while you're sleeping.
What? Stick a bunch of what?
Don't have to tell them this. He's really big. Okay. Sorry.
You guys, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, I just feel bad,
I mean,
really,
you're
at
so
this point.
cute and stuff, but like, don't attack us. We're really big.
I'm gonna
Jester,
go.
are you killing him or what?
Yeah, no, I'm going to kill them. Sure.
Run.
If you let us go, I'll let you play with our centipede.
What's a centipede?
What?
I'm interested.
You don't want to play with that?
No, I feel like we should hear this out.
Your centipede?
Yeah, it's an invention.
What does it do?
It throws centipedes real far.
That's awesome!
Show us a demonstration,
Yes.
and we will induct you to the Mighty Nine.
Tell mommy to let me go.
Oh my god.
Well,
All right,
mommy, if I
Underpants.
show us the centipede.
But not on us. Don't attack us, okay?
There's only one other target in the chamber.
Right. Yes, exactly. So I will take off my green slime pot, and I will take off my rock grub pot, and I'll lay down my scorpion stick and my skunk in a cage, and my wasp in a bag,
I like it.
and then I'll begin assembling my centipede out of other oddities that I have
I'm
on
going
me.
to open my sketchbook and draw all of it.
Yes, yes.
Learning the cutting edge kobold technology.
Maybe we should set up some sort of target for the young man.
I'll use him.
What'd he say?
He's gonna shoot centipedes at you.
Don't Tumbler will heal
I'm
you.
like sitting there shoot centipedes over here.
No, that's exactly what he said.
Then you hear this sound. Swing.
Do you have bug allergies? Oh no. Have you been stung? I just.
Leeches!
Ford just comes running down the hallway. The kobold right in front of you goes, "Ah!" Just screams at you as you slam into it. The spear goes clattering to the ground.
That's really neat. That's really neat.
That's really cool.
It works! It's amazing.
Oh man.
That's a genius.
At which point the enlarged spell fades.
That was fucking terrible.
Wanna see my skunk?
Hey,
Hold it up
Scott.
by the tail.
Alive?
Hey. Hi, Scott.
As he holds up the skunk, the nervous energy around it, the skunk just instinctually.
No!
Dexterity saving throw for Jester and Nut.
Ah!
Hooray!
Come on.
Dodge those juices.
No, no, no.
18.
15.
Damn it.
All right, you managed to just barely escape out of the way as it.
I just beat it with my little stick.
Okay.
Poor Pepe.
The other kobold has fled. It's all the running forward centipede nightmare and just left.
As fun as that was, instead of killing this adorable little guy, maybe we could enlist him as a scout or guide.
Do you know these? Do you know these tunnels at all? Have you explored since the worm came through?
Yeah!
What was that? What did you just do? What was that?
Just still hitting the skunk.
Stop! Hey, no way! Hey!
Eating it.
Okay.
Don't beat your skunk.
Put it back in its box.
Yeah, I have a question for you, my little friend. Do you eat enough under your current leadership? Because
No.
we will keep your belly full. If you travel with us, you will have never eaten so much in your life. But we do need a guide down here, and you could be that guide.
I'm very quiet!
Sling it over. My hornets. My hornets. Tie him back to my staff.
If it gets us where we need to be, I'd be willing to drop another spell.
Yeah.
Keep it all to
Another
himself.
45 pounds, whatever we don't need of that 45 pounds, which is an awful lot of food.
Sure. I think you'll have no trouble finding your way back. How far down this tunnel have you ventured before, Spurt?
I point back the way we came, about 60 feet.
Oh, shit. Brave New World. Oh.
That is less appealing.
But you're quiet and you can stealth, right? You snuck up on us very well.
Is that a bag of bees you've got over there?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
+0, is that high?
Sure.
There are my bees!
Hi, bees.
Oh, hi, bees.
Not the bees, not the bees.
I mean,
Hey, Spurt. How long have you lived down here? 11 days! 11 days?
How long do kobolds live?
11 days!
And in your 11 days, what is the worst thing you have ever seen down here?
My brother got eaten by a green slime! Oh, that's really
Wait, like the
sad.
green slime you have right there, and then.
Yeah, that's the one!
Oh, my God.
Do you like it down here? Do you want to come with us?
Where else is there?
There's other places.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, there's light. There's light and other terrain.
Yeah. Would you like to follow us towards the light at the end of the tunnel?
Except we're leading him to like a really scary place,
We don't know that. It
would be really peaceful in the end.
We don't know. Jorhas might love kobolds.
Plus, he's near the end of his life. We might as well show him great things.
Yeah, that's
going to eat better than he ever has.
Yeah, yeah.
We could let him look at the dodecagon.
We shouldn't pull that shit out.
Or leave it in the bag. I'm just kidding. Forget it. That's a bad idea.
That could be a really bad idea,
It's
Kate.
funny, but it's not wise.
So we should keep going.
Yeah, you want to come with us?
Yeah. Well,
Hey, this kid thinks you're his mom.
That's super duper sad right now.
way to bring the whole room down.
D&D, happiness and sadness tied together.
All right, so what's the marching order?
Spurt 30 feet ahead.
All right.
I walk with my staff out, so Stingy is actually in the lead.
Got you. So you're leading with your scorpion. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
So, Spurt continues forward. Do you guys follow?
Spurt ahead.
All right. All right. Spurt, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you are.
Around here, Stinky!
This is the best. This is the best.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, it's dark down here!
All right.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Down here.
so,
Not good. Not good.
continuing on for the next few hours.
Boy.
Getting slowly used to the smell of kobold, especially kind of moving hoarder of a kobold. The tunnel continues to curve and it goes down a little further and it evens out and then goes down a little further then evens out. You get pretty late into the day before you begin to notice the rock and stone having some slight changes. The general bits of materials that you've been used to seeing down here, the heavy kind of gray and brown rocks. Occasionally you see flecks and glimmers that your passing light puts a shine across. And you go over and inspect it, and it is like a black glass-like substance. It's obsidian. You continue moving forward, and there's more sections of it, and you can see where bits of it are broken and flaked off, like where the worm was burrowing through and then kind of battered through a section of obsidian that had then kind of shattered.
If there's anywhere to scoop up a little couple
Yeah,
pieces.
there's definitely you can gather a bunch of obsidian shards. A lot of it's like broken and brittle, but there are some larger bits you can find that are pretty jagged, really. You can see them first, so you can gather what you want if you.
I'm too busy eating the poop out of my skunk's cage.
There you go.
Good berries.
Hey guys, kobolds have ecology down.
It's like a dune suit, man. You can't let that shit go to waste.
Exactly.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Stop, I just got better.
I'm just saying. None of you guys have a weapon that feeds you. The air gets steadily warmer and warmer as the hours pass. And the floor itself begins to give way from the kind of softer dirt and dust with loose pebbles to become a harder, more porous rock. And the obsidian begins to become more apparent, more consistent. You, Spurt, begin to see what looks to be a dull light ahead. A dull, low red light.
Perception 0!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light! I said a light!
I run toward it.
All right.
Yeah. No,
What,
yeah.
can we see what it is?
It looks to be the tunnel coming to an end for some sort of a chamber. You're too far away to make out any details, but it looks like there is just a room beyond it that has a dull red glow to it.
Oh no, Spurt, don't run!
All right. So you head towards the edge. You just run out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys see Spurt run out into this what looks to be. And the temperature here is getting warmer and warmer as you progress. Like you're starting to find yourself sweat uncomfortably. You rush out into what looks to be an open field of rock, like hewn, carved rock floor, like a courtyard, if you will. It's about 100 feet or so across at first glance. You can see across the way there is a wall, or portions of what looks to be a stone wall built into parts of an obsidian and stone, almost like a cliff face or the interior of a cavern. You looked in the inside, in this brief instant that you take in the vicinity through your kobold eyes, this large chamber that continues on far to your left. To the right is a slightly, at a very, very steep incline, an obsidian wall, where what looks to be a pouring river of molten magma is coming down into what is a trough that goes across this open chamber, this river of lava, with a bridge that goes across it to the opposite side. To the left, there is a what looks to be a very interesting, massive black iron citadel that sits maybe a quarter mile to the left of you. You can see at the peak of it, and this is a very, very large chamber, dozens of thick, heavy black chains affixed to its peak kind of drape off and they connect to the odd corners of this large cavern. This is far to your left. You're almost in like a small side courtyard on this side. As you kind of stop and look around.
Not like this, not like this.
Hilariously, unnoticed by what appears to be the two massive fire giants that are currently playing Sentinel. There's one across the way, leaned against the wall, standing about roughly 18 to 20 feet tall, dark gray skin, a little bit of red hair you see peeking from underneath its armored helmet as it's wearing heavy, dark armor covered in spikes, metallic thorns. You can see one hand is holding what looks to be a tower shield, roughly its full height, also covered in spikes in the front, with another shield just like that that's kind of leaning to the wall. It looks like it's currently kind of spacing out for a moment, looking back towards the citadel. To the immediate left of you, on this side of that molten river, you see what looks to be a female fire giant wielding a giant maul who is in the process of picking her teeth with some sort of a pointed bone. And neither have noticed you. Strangely, they rolled really shitty.
You said citadel. We are seeing a fortress down here?
You guys aren't seeing this.
Well, okay, but...
You just see the kobold rush out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you do, Spurt?
Spurts.
And how far away is the closest one to me?
The closest one to you is about 20 feet to your left.
Oh my god.
I throw my wasp nest in a bag at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for attack on it. Or is it a saving throw on it?
Okay, so I throw the bag into a 5-foot square within 20 feet of me.
Okay.
And it just bursts open into a swarm of wasps with 11 hit points.
All right, so you watch as Spurt runs out, turns and... the giant goes... and like slaps...
You dead!
I love him.
Okay.
Oh no. Please have some real armor.
All right, 22 to hit against you.
Okay.
You take...
Remember that number, kids.
28 points of bludgeoning damage.
I win!
You watch as Spurt turns after throwing this, and then a giant hammer just... Boom! Just Gallagher Spurt across the stone floor of this
No! I run to the side of the cavern wall and lean up against it and like shrink down.
All right.
A little green slime seeps out underneath the hammer.
The hammer lifts up. You see like the stringy mess that was one Spurt kind of detaching from the hammer. Everyone make a stealth check here.
Caleb starts walking slowly back through the entire walking formation.